What's up, everybody? Todd here with Citizen Defense. Welcome back to the channel. So this week we're going to talk about some skill development. As you can see, I don't have mood lighting here, and that's because we're doing some dry fire. But when it comes to the bill drill, right, everybody's chasing the 2 seconds or less bill drill. Now, the bill drill should be viewed as a performance on demand assessment, not a skill building drill or skill building exercise that you're going to approach it all the time, right? It's just a measurement of performance, right? And for concealed carry, I think it's perfect for that, right? Because this almost like this drill kind of replicates a possible situation that we could, or a possible dynamic that we could encounter with, you know, in the defensive space, right? So draw and fire in 6 rounds on targets. Now, what does it take to reach a 2-second bill drill? When you break it down time-wise, it really doesn't take a whole lot, right? A 1 second draw to first shot and 0.2 splits. Most people shoot, when they start shooting urgently, they get around the 2-5 split range. If you tell them to push just go faster a little bit more, they can easily get into that 0.2 range. So 0.2 splits is not unachievable by any means. Where I see people wasting or losing the most time when it comes to trying to get a good bill drill time is going to be their draw and their presentation, right? And so that's where I think we really need to refine that, because I've seen guys in class that, man, they can get on it with the splits. They can shoot 15, 16 splits easy, shooting 2011s, but they're just so inefficient of getting the gun out of the holster and planting the dot on the target that's where they lose a lot of their time. But once everything's on target and they start smashing in the trigger, like, they're just dumping rounds in the A zone. So if they could just clean that up, they'd see that they're crushing bill drill times, right, or hitting their own PRs. But the best place for us to start to chase this standard is going to be dry fire, right? It's going to be dry fire. This is where everything is going to be worked in now. There's one drill that I've used this before, like in my own development. I know I made a video in the past about, just racing the timer, and ultimately that's really not what we want to do. We're really trying to dial in that efficiency. This drill, I've seen other practical shooters do it. They don't really have a name for it. Rick Crawley of Achilles Heel Tactical calls it his command drill. And you get a lot of information doing it in the way that he does. But another way to approach it is just, instead of racing the timer to the trigger, right, we're trying to get the sights planted on the target before the par time or within that par time, right? Or right at it, whichever par time we are chasing or we're working within. Because that's going to, if anything's inefficient in between there, we're going to have to start cleaning that up, right? One of the big things that I see people do when they draw is it's kind of a byproduct of the tactical space, right? We get the gun out, we come up here, and then we go out. That's a lot of time wasted, man. Another thing is they kind of fish it. This isn't as bad, but I find this slightly less efficient, right? You're coming up, you're still going straight to the target. You're coming up, but most people, because of I would guess the weight of the gun, right? Or the motion that you have, like the momentum that you have, you kind of tend to bounce or slightly drop past it, right? So for me, it's better to just try to go from A to B. That's been the most efficient for me. Now, so what we're going to do here is we're going to set a par time, right? Let me see here what I got. We'll set something like a 1-2, right? Make sure this is correct. Okay. So this might be still on 1 second delay. I don't know. Either way, we're going to roll with this one. So yeah, 1.2 roughly. So my goal for this is I want to get the gun out, sights on the target, on the A zone, prepped on the trigger. Now, mindful, when I say prepped on the trigger, I'm not talking about, and this gun is clear and dry, I'm not talking about prepping the trigger to the wall and staying there, right? When I refer to the prep, I'm talking about finger on the trigger, ready to smash through it, because at this distance, that's all I'm doing. I don't prep to the wall unless I'm trying to be like super, super precise, like maybe shooting 1-inch pasters at 15 yards or something like that. Really, really precise. Other than that, I roll press through the finger, or through the trigger. So when I say prep, I'm talking about just prepped finger contacting the trigger, ready to go if you were going to fire on that secondary stimulus of that par time, right? So give you an idea what this looks like. And what we're trying to refine here is being more efficient, getting the gun out within that par time, right? So let's do 1.2 or 1 second, whichever it is. All right, and as you can see, really wasn't too tense. Definitely waiting on the target for the par time. Right, that was pretty casual. And if you're doing that and you're well within that par time and you're waiting for it, man, drop it down, right? So this one, we're going to try to take it down to, oh, nope, not what I wanted to do. We're going to take it down to 1 second. Now let me double check this par time. Is that right? Yep. Okay. All right. So now we're down to 1 second, right? We're going to do the same thing. Okay. That one's support hand was a little sloppy. Okay. That was much cleaner. Okay. And that's all I'm doing, really just trying to refine that presentation. I'm being quick to the gun and out of the holster, but I'm not being so fast that I'm trying to play catch up with my support hand, right? As soon as I'm slapping and getting on the gun's coming out. As soon as the gun's out, I'm immediately building my support hand grip on the presentation. And then it may be hard to tell, but I'm slightly coming off the gas a little bit so the dot lands and not hits hard, if that makes sense. I'm not seeing any hooking or looping or anything like that, like it's planting on that small spot on the target in the A zone, okay? So 1 second par time, pretty easy. Okay, I'm going to take it down. Whoops, messed that up. I'm going to take it down 2/10. I'm going to take it to 0.8, all right? We're going to see what we can do here. Okay, still got a little bit of over. I need to, refine my presentation coming up to point B. That was more of what I'm looking for. Okay, one more time. There it was. That was it right there, right? So even in this short amount of time, I haven't been dry firing in a little while. You can see that I got a couple hiccups, right? But I'm actively cleaning that up within this dry fire and really refining that presentation. So now if you were to take this, let's say we use that par time that we hit, right? That's our stimulus to our go signal to press the trigger, right? If we do that, then we can start measuring our response time, right? How quickly can we react to that stimulus to get a shot off? Typically, I can be a little lazy depending on how mentally with it I am that day, but on average, my response time is about 0.12, right? Now, if you do the math on that, a 0.8 draw on target with a 0.12, that's a 9.2 draw to first shot, right? So if you start playing with this stuff and start realizing that, hey, I can react I can get the gun out and on target within this time frame comfortably, efficiently, and I know my reaction time is X reaction time, right? I know that I'm well within that par, and then that total time, right? then we can just start performing, right? It just becomes second nature. We dry fire it to the point to where it's second nature. And then you're going to start seeing faster first round on hits. If everything else is on par, like I said, making sure that that gun's returned every single time, man, you're going to be crushing 2-second bill drills in no time, right? This is a great drill that I've done that has helped me out on my presentation, because if you haven't found that level of efficiency, like really pushing it on par times in your dry fire, you really have to start thinking about, okay, what should I do differently, right? Because clearly doing the same thing over and over, just trying to go faster and building tension, isn't going to get the job done. So I've got to start thinking about this in different ways. How am I getting the gun? How am I getting my firing hand on the gun? How am I getting my support hand on the gun? Am I getting my support hand on late? Is the support hand trying to catch up to the firing hand? Am I wasting too much time excessively clearing garment? I see guys do this stuff all the time. Like, you don't need to, it's kind of like visual confirmations, right? Like, see what you need to see. Same with clearing garment. Clear what you need to clear. Don't clear in absolute excess, right? Just clear what you need to clear, and you're going to save a lot of time. Don't try to put your shirt back down, right? Just those really fine details can make all the difference in your overall performance. Now, we're going to go to some clips that I recorded last range session for this video, doing some bill drills, and you're going to see that within one of them, there was a slight deviation in my efficiency, and it made a bit of a difference on the time, right? So understanding how these things all come and work together for on-demand performance, especially for concealed carry defensive purposes, man, I think you would be amazed when you kind of start nerding out on this stuff a little bit. I am not by any means anyone significant in the practical shooting space, but everything that I have learned up to this point in relation for practical shooting principles, methodology, has changed the game for my skill development as a shooter, and I believe it will do the same for others as well. So let's jump over to that and see how that goes. Okay, here we go. .192. First shot was a 9.9, 2-2 split, 1.9, 18, 17. So I got on the gas at the end. All clean, some close to the edge of the A-zone line, but those are good. Let's try one more. Whoop. All right, here we go again. All right, that one I took a little bit more time. It was a 203, 105 versus a 99, 2-0 split, 2-2, 1.9, 1.8. So I get on the gas on the later end, but you kind of see how that pulls off there, right? It kind of, if I could take less time on the presentation to be right on target, as soon as I can react to color, I can start pressing the trigger and the gun returns every single time. As you can see, I'm gaining time back on the end of the splits, right? Because I'm settled in on it. So I can really get on the gas from that point because the dot's returning every single time. But making sure that your presentation is immediately on target to immediately start reacting to the sight picture. All right, guys, well, that's it. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope it helps a lot of y'all out there if y'all are really chasing that skill development with a handgun. I really do hope this helps, and that's my main goal. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. Share this with your friends if you like what I'm doing. If you think it helps you, it would help them. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. If you do this, you start working this in dry fire, you start doing it in live fire, tag me in it, man. Tag me in shorts, tag me in videos. I want to see what y'all are doing and how y'all are applying this stuff, okay? yeah, get down in the comments and let me know, man. Let me know what y'all think. You can go check me out on Instagram too. That's where I share a lot of gun content too, video content, training content. I finally have gotten a better camera setup. I'm trying to get into some kind of like some gun product type photography type stuff, just playing around, having fun with it. That's been working out very well. So you can go over to citizen_defense on Instagram. Yeah. Till next time, y'all have a great week and stay safe.